to go over their heads, and it wasn't really resonating the way I wanted it to resonate. Mm-hmm. So the second time I went back to Carnarvon, and that was in 2020, the beginning of 22. Mm-hmm. Our natural ending was going to be on a plantation, and so we bought a plantation in Carnarvon and we raised our children in Carnarvon. I didn't work the plantation. I remained policing, and my husband did a bit of both until he resigned from policing just to do farming. But I spent 10 years in Carnarvon as a police officer, and I had a lot of involvement with the community and a lot of involvement with women and children, particularly. Mm-hmm. And I had chaired the Carnarvon Family Support Service for 8 of those 10 years. Mm-hmm. And the Carnarvon Family Support Service ran the Women's Refuge, the outreach, the domestic violence outreach service. At the time, they were also running the Aboriginal Family Violence Prevention Service. Mm-hmm. We had the Sobering Up Centre, the public tenancy support, financial counselling, protective behaviours, men's anger management. So all of those, I call them the back end to policing. It's the services that police need but don't actually operate. So I ended up going from policing to church work to now going back to Carnarvon to run the Carnarvon Family Support Service, which is now known as CFSS WA Limited. Mm-hmm. But I was only there for a 2-year period. There was a requirement to go for 2 years, and the 2 years had ended. Mm-hmm. And we decided that in that space, my work with child protection and prevention education was too valuable to just leave. And so together we founded the Child Focused Safety Service, which is owned by CFSS WA Limited, but it operates out of Perth. Mm-hmm. I'm the director and I run it. I'm in charge of the day-to-day running operation of Child Focused, and that's really a role that I can really get my teeth into because it's about prevention, it's about education, it's about prevention. Mm-hmm. But we came up with an idea when I was in the seat. I had some funding. I had Department of Communities funding, and because of the work I was doing with police in Carnarvon and I suppose the issues around child sexual abuse, I wanted to create something that would help the children. Mm-hmm. And I remember spending many opportunities going into schools and play groups and running parent workshops to educate on protective behaviours and prevention and empowering children to say something if something's happened, to say something. But what I was finding was a lot of children weren't connecting with the messages. They just kind of seemed to go over their heads, and it wasn't really resonating the way I wanted it to resonate. Mm-hmm. So the second time I went back to Carnarvon, and that was in 2020, the beginning of 22, because I had funding, I thought, no, we're going to write a storybook. Mm-hmm. To resonate, we'll write a storybook. Mm-hmm. And so I did. I wrote Keeping Kids Safe in Carnarvon, and I consulted with children, local children. I consulted with the traditional owners and some of the elders. And from there, Keeping Kids Safe in Carnarvon was born. It was a booklet written for kids in Carnarvon, with kids in Carnarvon. And the book comes in 2 parts. It's all about Carnarvon in the first half, and a map of Carnarvon, where they live, where they play, where they go to school, what they do on weekends. So the kids can connect with the actual first half of the book. The landscape. Yeah, and then the second half of the book are the important messages of protective behaviours. Mm-hmm. And it's changed so much. It's I don't know, I can't tell you how much difference it's making, but we know it's making a difference. Earlier this year, we had a young girl in grade 1 take the book to Book Week as her favourite book and dressed up as one of the characters in the book. Mm-hmm. So we know we're having an impact, and I think although I've written lots of protective behaviours materials, be it parent workshops or parent workbooks or children's workbooks, or I wrote a lot of Catholic materials.